In this video I show you what I have discovered along my painting journey. If you are a traditional oil landscape painter, this video is not for you. But if you are looking for different possibilities and techniques and want to explore different ways to create your oil painting, maybe it is. So stick around if you are interested. With my very simple charcoal sketch I done in the beginning, and it's gonna be like a tableland, Australian tableland little village or farm, using only 4 colors from the starters. This is gonna be my underpainting, which I gonna leave after when I'm finished overnight to dry it, and then I do the second step. So in this painting I will do 4 layers altogether. So between the layers I gonna let it dry properly, and the liquid original helps for that. On oil painting I don't use linseed oil because it does take a long time to dry, so liquid original is the best thing to use if you wanna your progress be more faster. In my other videos I use this crumpled paper technique, and it's gonna be a industrial paper which you get from the industrial kitchen in the big rolls, because it's a little bit more tougher and it doesn't leave anything behind it. So you don't use any fluffy paper towels, it's only the industrial, which is a little bit more tough. And obviously you need to soften it up, like you can see on my video. I soften it up and then crumple it, and then I do my print out. And sometimes, it works out well and instantly you get all nice clouds and all that, but sometimes you need to work with it. And like in this case I wasn't happy with those clouds, but I'm gonna fix it up later on. I just wanna get the paint on the panel first with my palette knife. Usually I do it with the palette knife to get more paint on it, and then I use a brush, spread it out and control it a little bit. This way you do get a little bit more texture as well when you got lots of paint on your panel. So in this case I'm doing the hills a little bit more lighter, and under the hills I'll put a little bit more darker green. And don't be scared to use more different greens, because it just gives that natural, a little bit more natural color what we have in the nature. And I, like you can see, I just spread it out with my soft brush as well, just to get a little bit more coverage on those pair panels where there is no paint. Just make sure that it's all covered. And this is gonna be just underpaint, and you don't have to worry about the underpainting to be perfect from the starters. And this is gonna be the first layer, which I'm gonna leave them for overnight. Just check up your panel that it's the first layer is nice and dry, and with the gentle touch you can feel it if it's sticky or that it's dry. So it's so important that make sure that your panel, the painting, is the first layer is dry. Every layer, when you second step and third step, it's gotta be very dry. Just leave them for second or third day, if it's depending your location of your where you live. Like living in North Queensland tropics, and it's very hot days here, so it dries very quickly. Like you can see, I'm doing the painter's blue masking tape technique, because I'm tapping with my paper towel all those trees. And why I'm doing this, because it does give that little bit different look. So it's all about just discovering different ways to do painting, not necessarily the right way, but if you find something what works for you, just stick with it, because it does give that different style of the painting. And a lot of people say, "Oh, how I can I find my own style?" But this is a way you discover different ways to do things, and not necessarily, like I said, it's the right way to do it. But if you enjoy, just do it, because it does give that little bit different look of the painting. When I came to first time to Australia, I stayed in a little village called Millaa Millaa, North Queensland. And it was in a tablelands, and they have these nice, beautiful green hills and rainforest around that little village. I stayed there about 6 months and worked on this local service station. The owners were from Finland, actually. So I stayed with them about 6 months, and it was just a beautiful little village with very, very basic things like pub. Obviously, all the villages in Australia have at least pub, grocery store, and burger place, and hardware store there as well. In this village, we had a traditionally Thursday night we were playing cricket. All the village people came around on Thursday night, and it was good way to connect and find out what's going on, little gossips and stuff. For me, cricket was a strange thing because I came from northern country like Finland. We have ice hockey as number one, and second is the soccer, the football. So cricket was a little bit out of my comfort zone, but the guys were really good in that village. It's just a nice atmosphere at night time as well, in tropics, up in the tableland. But let's get back to the painting now. Like you saw there, I was using the paper towel for blending as well to get a bit of a texture, and using some different Bristol brushes as well to get that line on that field. And good thing is to use your palette knife as well to put your paint on your panel to get a little bit more texture and more paint on the panel, and then you just push it with your brush. You get that nice little, just a fine texture, but it's still texture on the panel. And just adding more darker colors to get a little bit more contrast on the fields. One of the artists teach about this twisted paper towel technique with the whipping those nice grass or whatever you want to do, and it does give that extra edge of the painting as well. For me, I see oil painting as clay with the color. I can push around and pull it how I want it and design and manipulate with the painting. And what is good about it as well, we can tweak it with the transparent colors. And of the when the painting is nice and dry, we can add colors as well on top of the other colors. So it does give that dimension for the painting, which is a great thing to do. Tapping those larger trees with the olive green color, leave it darker colors, and then top it up with a little bit more lighter colors on the top. But when you do that, when it's fresh, you gotta do it very gently that it doesn't smudge too much. And here I'm using my twisted paper towel to doing those tree branches and tree trunks, and this is a good way to do those tiny little branches on a tree. And now we are getting to the third layer, and the painting is nice and dry again, so we can do the bit of a transparent colors, which is olive green and sap green. I'm just adding up a little bit more dimension on those greens, so like you can see it, I'm just tapping it up and just getting different shades and just running on me and just having a look how it works with the transparent colors. And if some of the areas I just wipe it out if I don't like it, and some of the areas when I need to add a little bit more darker, I just add more darker. And like you can see, I'm using paper towel to just get little designs and shades on my panel. And also using a soft brush to soften it up a little bit and push it around. And this is a third layer, so the painting underneath is dry, so I can do whatever I want to, and I just add up a little bit more shade basically in this point. Going back to my village life in Millaa Millaa and how I end up to stay in Australia. One night with the boys, I was the driver for the guys, and we went to the nightclubbing to the other village or township nearby, about 1 hour's drive, Mariba town, and I met my wife there, and we exchanged phone numbers, and eventually we got hooked up and she rang me up. On that stage I was just like a backpacker tourist in Australia first time. I was only 20 years old, 19 years old I think it was. She asked me to come to see the tobacco farm those days and mango farm. I met my in-laws. They are Italian background immigrants in Australia, and I stayed there about 3 to 4 months. I had to go back to Finland eventually, and we kept touch, and those days there wasn't any internet, so we were either writing a letter or just ringing up, which was very expensive those days. Yes, it was expensive, and we did keep touch about 6, 7, 8 months, and I decided to come back to Australia, and we got married in the same year, and that was it. I'm still here, and obviously I've been back in Finland for holidays, but I do enjoy our nice beautiful beaches and rainforest, and Australian sun is beautiful. Back to painting again. So this is my final layer, which is the painting is totally dry again, so I can use the transparent colors and tweak it around, doing the final touches. Like now I'm just using blue masking tape technique, just adding up some of the distance mountains, plus I adding up some of the small houses, farmhouses. Now it's the easier way to do it while the painting is nice and dry, and you can wipe it out off if you are not happy with your house or whatever, you made a mistake. Just can wipe it with gently with your paper towel and correct it with your dry brush if you want to get it straight lines. It is very tiny houses of what I got here, so you need a very small flat brush on this one. If you have tried different things with your oil painting, I would be interested to hear about your adventures and whatever you have been creating. And if you have some of the techniques what you want to share with us, I would be very interested to hear about. Or you have any comments, I would be very interested to hear about those as well. We're getting end of the video now. If you have watching this video this far, I really appreciate it. So keep creating, and don't be scared to create your own style and find some other ways to do it. Just do it and enjoy it. I have another video for you right here if you're interested. See you there. Thank you. Bye now.